What is going on, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another video, and it's the moment we've all been waiting for. The NBA play-in tournament is in the books, and it's now time for the 2021 NBA playoffs as we will crown our 2021 NBA champion. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my full bracket predictions of the playoffs. I'll be telling you who's going to win each series and how it's going to go down, and we're going to have some fun with this. I love doing these videos, and at the end, we'll see how right I was or how wrong I was. Before we get into it, though, please do me a solid. Smash a like on the video. It does help the algorithm a ton. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new, and ring the bell. Let's get to 23K, and make sure you comment down below with your predictions for all of these matchups, and let me know who you got winning it all. Go follow me on social media. That's Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and consider becoming a channel member today, where you can receive custom perks and emojis. Okay, how this is going to work is we're going to start in the West, and then we're going to go on to the East, and then I will tell you who I got winning it all. So let's first start with the Western Conference playoff picture. And we're first going to start with the Jazz taking on the Grizzlies. First thing I'm going to say here, guys, is this should have been the Warriors. I mean, Draymond Green, my goodness, that was one of the worst misses of all time. Like, I don't want to pin it on one player, but he should have made that shot. Warriors should be in the playoffs. But I'm not taking anything away from the Grizzlies. Remarkable season they've had. They've worked hard to get to this spot, and I think they're actually going to be a pretty big threat to the Jazz here. I mean, the 7th and 8th seeds in both conferences are going to prove to be dangerous. Now, what do I see happening here? Do I see an upset? No. I think the Jazz, they're going to come out trying to prove a lot of people wrong. Many people don't think this Jazz team is good enough to make a finals run. I do think the Grizzlies will at least win one game, but that's all I'm going to give them. I think the Jazz are going to really flex their muscles here, and they're going to move on to the second round pretty convincingly. They're going to win the series 4-1. Okay, the next matchup, Clippers-Mavericks, a rematch of last year's first-round playoff matchup. Luka Doncic getting hot at the right time. I mean, the Mavericks were not playing good at the beginning of the season. They turned their season around, and now they're going to be taking on a Clippers team that, once again, they're going to have title aspirations. No room for error. Everybody's going to be looking at this Clippers team, and they better make it out of the first round, or else it's going to get ugly there. But for as good as the Mavericks have been playing, for as dangerous as they are, I do think the Clippers will get through. I think Kawhi Leonard's going to have a big series. Ibaka will be back. You got playoff Rondo. Paul George, can he shut up his naysayers and, have himself a good postseason? Clippers are going to beat the Mavericks, I'll say, in 6 games. Next series, Nuggets-Blazers. This is going to be a fun one. The Nuggets, obviously, had a big blow to their season with Jamal Murray being out for it, but Nikola Jokic, he has been impressive. I mean, he is most likely, I think, going to win MVP. He's one of the finalists, and this Nuggets team, they did not miss a beat without Jamal Murray being out. I mean, this team played hard, this team played tough, and this is going to be a very interesting matchup as they take on Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. Obviously, look at the Blazers, Lillard, McCollum. They went out to get Norman Powell from the Toronto Raptors, who I thought was, a big get for them. This is actually the more difficult first-round playoff matchups to predict. I went back and forth on the series a ton. I think the series will go the distance, but I will put some respect on the Denver Nuggets name here. I think they still will win this series. They'll pull it through. And I think Jokic is going to play like an MVP this series. And expect Michael Porter Jr. to also have a big showing in this series. And it's going to be fun. Like I said, I went back and forth on this a ton. I would not be surprised if the Blazers pull off the upset. But ultimately, I'm going to go with the 3 seed and the Nuggets getting through. Okay, this is the one everybody's talking about. Suns-Lakers. Chris Paul and company. I mean, you played good all season long. And now your first-round playoff matchup is against the defending champions. I mean, this is crazy. But this is how the NBA playoffs have been this season. This is another tough one to predict because I do want to put some respect on the Suns' name. Devin Booker, Chris Paul has transformed that team, DeAndre Ayton. The Suns have been a fun team to watch. But, I mean, how can you bet against the Lakers, guys? Especially when they have a healthy LeBron and AD. Especially after you saw what they did in that game against the Warriors. Like, the Lakers are being billed as probably the greatest 7th seed of all time, and it'd be crazy if they somehow run this table. Now, before we get into whether or not I think they're going to run the table as a seventh seed, do I have them winning the series and upsetting the 2 as the 7th seed? I hate to break it to you Suns fans, but I do. I got the Lakers winning the series in 6 games. I think, they're going to come out and put together some complete basketball games. I don't see LeBron James losing in the first round. I just don't. And I'm not being disrespectful to the Suns. I'm acknowledging all that they've accomplished, but it's one of those things I'm going to have to see it to believe it. I'm not betting against LeBron James in the first round. I mean, if somebody was out, I would give, the edge to the Suns, but like I said, AD's healthy, LeBron's back. Lakers aren't losing the series. I got the Lakers going through. Okay, let's go back to the top of the bracket. Jazz, Clippers. This is going to be a phenomenal series, but I just don't trust this Jazz team. I don't believe in them. I don't think they can make it to a conference finals. I don't. I got the Clippers getting it done this year. I don't think they're going to choke again. I think them going out and getting some key pieces are going to prove to be big. Ibaka, his playoff pedigree, Rajon Rondo. I think Paul George is hungrier this time around. You got Kawhi Leonard, Ty Lue. I think this thing's going to come together for the Clippers. I do have them winning the series in, I'll say 6 games. I got the Clippers going on to the Western Conference Finals in 6 games. And who are they going to meet? Nuggets-Lakers, going to be a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals. I think it's going to be the same result. I got the Lakers going on through. I think the 7th seed Lakers are going to make it to the Western Conference Finals, and we are going to get our all-LA showdown that we all wanted last season. I think the NBA is going to set us up here with a Lakers-Clippers conference finals, and this is going to be absolutely epic. So who do I got making it to the finals, guys? Do I have the Lakers getting to the finals as a 7th seed? I got to do my research to see if a 7th seed ever made it to the finals. I know an 8th seed did, and that was the Knicks, but I don't know about a 7th seed at the top of my head. This is tough, man. Like, this is going to be a fantastic series. This is the series that everybody wants to see. This is the series that the NBA wants to see. I think we're finally going to get it. I did have the Lakers making it to the finals at the start of the season, but I think I'm going to have a change of heart here. I'm going to go with the Clippers, guys. I really think this is the Clippers' year. I think this is the season that they put it all together. They shut their naysayers up, and they do make it to the NBA Finals. The Clippers finally will not have a shortcoming. And if they somehow, once again, have a shortcoming, I have lost all faith in this team. Because I do give this team a lot of credit. I had them making the finals last year. I'm having them making the finals this year. This is the last time I'm putting faith in the Clippers. So if they fail me again, I'm never going to pick the Clippers ever again. I got the Clippers beating the Lakers as they will make it to the NBA Finals. I'll say Clippers in 7. It'll go the distance. We'll get our money's worth and then some. Okay, so Clippers representing the West in the NBA Finals. Who will they meet? Let's first start. Sixers, Wizards. This is going to be another phenomenal first-round playoff matchup. I don't think it's going to be easy for the Sixers. I don't think they're going to sweep the Wizards. I'm actually going to say the Wizards get 2 games. I'm going to say it. I think the Wizards are going to put up some pretty good, numbers here. Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal. I really think they're going to test the Sixers. And I think this is going to be good for the Sixers to have in the first round, to battle test them a little bit. But I do have the Sixers getting through in 6 games. All right, next matchup, Hawks-Knicks. New York Knicks fans, you're going to be happy to know I got the Knicks going on through. Yes, the Knicks going on to the second round. Trae Young and company, they're going to serve to be a tough opponent, but I do like the New York Knicks. I got a chance to watch them a ton this season. Julius Randle is the real deal. RJ Barrett is the best player in Canada. Well, one of the best players in Canada. I mean, you got Jamal Murray and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'll say he's top 3. Derrick Rose has found himself again. Tom Thibodeau has resurrected this franchise, it seems. I mean, all things are good in New York. And the vibes are good. The fans are loving it. I think, Madison Square Garden for games 3, 4, and beyond are going to be crazy. And I do got the Knicks winning the series, I'll say in 7 games. I think this does go the distance. It'll be one of the better first-round playoff matchups, and we'll get Sixers-Knicks at the top of the bracket. Okay, Bucks-Heat. This is the one everybody's talking about. Are the Bucks going to lose to the Miami Heat again? I mean, if there's ever a team you don't want to see in the first round, it's this Miami Heat squad. The team that made that improbable NBA Finals run, and let me start by saying this. They're fully capable of making another incredible finals run. They're getting hot at the right time. Jimmy Butler's an alpha dog. That team is deep. That team is stacked. Are the Bucks really going to lose the Heat again? Now, you look at the Bucks. This is an interesting team to me because there is not a lot of expectations on them. Now, there are, but they're not as big as they were in seasons before. Last year, they were expected to get to the finals. The year before that, obviously up 2-0 against my Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals, they were expected to get to the finals as well. This year, not a lot of people are talking about them. I mean, let's be real. More people are talking about the Nets and the Sixers in the East. I think that bodes well for the Bucks. I think that attention not being on them is actually going to motivate and benefit them. I think Giannis will thrive off, playing under the radar, so to speak. I do think Drew Holiday was a big get for them. Now, the X factor will be Chris Middleton. Can Chris Middleton show up in these games as he did last year when Giannis was out? Because if the Bucks can get that version of Chris Middleton along with a Giannis and a Drew Holiday and some of those other guys, I think the Bucks will win this time around. And I will go with that. So I'm going to take the Bucks to beat the Miami Heat. I'll say in 6 games. And yes, the Bucks will get their sweet revenge. Bucks move on to the second round. Nets Celtics, I'll cut to the chase. I think Jason Tatum at least gives the Celtics 1 game, but that's it. Nets going to have an easy time here. I mean, man, this team's scary, especially when healthy. And they're all back. So Nets are going to get through in 5 games. Okay, Sixers Knicks. This is going to be fun, man. Atlantic Division second round matchup. This is going to be a fun series. I think it will. And you know what? I'll give the Knicks 2 games. I think this is going to be a coming out party for the New York Knicks. And although they're not going to run the table and make it to the finals, this is going to be a team that's going to show its fan base that their future is in fact bright. And the Knicks are not a flash in the pan. They are a team that's for real, and this is a team that will be back, but this will not be their year. Sixers do make it to the conference finals. The Sixers will not choke in the second round again, and they will get it done. They'll take out the Knicks in 6 games, and they'll be in the conference finals awaiting the winner of the Bucks and Nets, and this is going to be probably the best second round playoff matchup. This is going to be fun, man. We saw these 2 teams play each other in the regular season, and I tweeted out on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter, at LucaRosano3. Sign me up for a matchup between these 2 teams, and I think we're going to get it. Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday, Harden, Kyrie, KD, star power galore. These 2 mega teams going to throw punch for punch. But how can I bet against the Nets? I do think the Bucks will make it interesting, but I ultimately have the Nets winning the series. I'll say in 6 games. I think the Bucks will, get 2, but that's it. Again, if the Nets are healthy, they're going to be a tough team to beat. And then I got Sixers against the Nets in the conference finals. And I think this will be interesting because the Sixers have a lot of size that can disrupt the Brooklyn Nets. And it will be interesting to see how the Nets defense does perform. Because if this defense looks absolutely awful, then they will be beatable. If this defense can play remotely decent, not even good, if they can just play decent defense, the Brooklyn Nets are going to be unstoppable. And I do think the Sixers will test the Nets a lot here. Joel Embiid will definitely have to go off and play like an MVP that he's capable of being. But I do have the Brooklyn Nets being the Sixers in 7 games. So with that being said, Sixers, Clippers, the money matchup. This is going to be good, man. And if there's one team that can beat the Nets from top to bottom, I think it is this Clippers team. That's so versatile, and they do got a lot of good, savvy, veteran pieces. You got your superstars, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, although he's got to play like a superstar in the playoffs to be considered one. Ibaka, Rondo, the role players. And then the Nets, they got their star power. They got their superstar power. So how is it going to go down? Who is going to win this NBA Finals matchup? I'm a man of my word. Listen, I said the Brooklyn Nets are going to win the NBA championship at the start of the season before they went out and got James Harden. How the hell am I going to bet against them now that they got James Harden? The only way the Brooklyn Nets do not win the championship is if they self-implode and somebody gets hurt or their defense looks absolutely terrible. Because if they can just, like I said, play decent defense. We already know what the offense can do, and if they're healthy, this team is going to explode. Durant's hungry. James Harden, I think, is going to be hungry. That team is hungry. We've seen what they're capable of doing when the big three was fully healthy playing together. It was scary. It was scary to see. So I'll say this series goes to 7 as well. And I do have the Brooklyn Nets beating the Los Angeles Clippers. But I will say this. I will not be surprised if the Los Angeles Clippers do win the championship, because I think this is their year also. It's going to be a very interesting 2021 NBA playoffs. I think expect the unexpected, expect wild things to happen, and this is how I see it going down. Clippers, Nets. Nets are winning the chip. I'm sticking with my original pick. That's what I do on this channel. Who do you got winning it all, guys? Again, let me know in the comment section down below. Please drop a like on this video. Subscribe. It definitely helps a ton. It's free. Please do that. Share this video, and yeah, we'll see if we'll look back at this video and laugh at it, or look back at this video and say, you know, Luka, damn, you got this pretty dead on. So we will see how it all goes down. But I'm super excited for the NBA playoffs, guys. The wait is over. It's finally here. The play-in is done. NBA playoffs get underway today, as we got some great matchups. And yeah, we will see this thing through. That's it for me, everybody. As always, thank you so much for watching. And I will catch you all again in the next video. Until next time, be great and stay blessed. Peace out.